Where are my show notes, Boston?
I'm type in Moon's email address, clicking send. You had totally already had it. I mean, I don't, didn't just send it right now. That's for sure.
The really funny thing is, I wasn't actually talking about your show notes. I was talking about
Yeah,
my
because
show
I,
notes.
I totally already sent them.
Uh-huh.
Don't even worry
Clearly.
about it. Yeah,
100% definitely didn't just send me them right now while I'm
yeah.
on the
Also,
call with you.
wasn't running half an hour late from when I usually start working. Haha, goodness.
Oh,
Also, let's hit up the Mountain Dew website here to see if they have updated the information on where to get the Baja Laguna Lemonade and the Baja Point Break Punch. Click the Found Near You button and put in my info here. Product selection. Search by Baja. Click those bad boys. Put in my postal code and search. No stores found for your product search. Well,
good luck.
all right then.
Well, I'll be honest, like that happens to me every single time I look for the voodoo stuff. It's just like
Yeah,
nothing in your entire city,
right.
nothing in your
We've never
county,
heard of her.
nothing in your state.
She
Good
goes to
luck with
school in
that.
Canada. You wouldn't know her.
And then then I go to the gas station and there's like two shelves of them there. It's like, my guy, why are you lying to me?
That's right. I would like to purchase your products.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Oh man. Ahem.
Let's see if I understand my own references in my show notes later, I guess.
Oh, that's always the fun. Where you're like, who wrote? What was I even thinking? Oh man. All right. Are you ready to get started?
Nope. Not in the slightest. I
Fair
didn't
enough.
make any notes at all.
Okay.
Hold on.
Alrighty. Sit here and talk about something. I don't know what.
I'm not going to stress my PC out by opening the Xbox app. So,
oh god, no.
my friend, my cellular device friend, just said he's here for me, Boston.
Yeah, good to know. Can you give him like a high five or something?
You can.
Like fist bump.
Yep. You can talk. When you get him, he's a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more you interact with him, the more he grows up and the more he learns, and like he learns compassion and curiosity and things of that kind of nature.
Right.
It's like your very own needy child.
But positively.
Yes. He also has a micro pet now, which is a little jelly, a wee wickle jelly.
I like a little jelly pet.
Where is my games list? Okay, so you're just going to be a nightmare for me today. Good to know.
We just talked so positively about your technology for like the entire outcast. Is he how you're going to treat me?
Yeah, it turns out I played like 3 games, so and destroyed my desk. But we won't go into that.
Cool.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, now I'm ready, I guess.
Alrighty, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast, aka TVGP. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hello.
Nimp is out for yet another week here. Hopefully he'll return to us soon. Let's put a quick plug here in for patreon.com/E1M1.
Ones are numbers.
Don't forget the $5 a month tier is a recommended tier. It's per month, not per week, not per episode or anything bonkers like that. You get all the cool stuff. Early access to We Roguelike It, where Moon and I are playing way too many roguelikes. We get started a brand new game this week. Go check it out. Get early access to Critical Misses. Moon and I are catching up all the meaty hits we missed. You get a month early access to that. I think it's 2 months. Go check that out. You get exclusive access to the Outcast, where we're talking about all the non-video game stuff in our lives. Had a lot of cool app recommendations this week, talking about Data, It's way more interesting than that sounds now that I said that out loud as kind of a summary
No,
of
it's
it.
interesting to us, dude. Don't
And
oversell it.
I know it'll be interesting to you. Go sign up for Patreon. And then you get access to the Critical Misses production meeting. That's exclusive at the $5 tier or higher. Kind of peek behind the curtain on how the shows are made. I'm going to do another one of those here pretty soon. Whoops. And then the exclusive show, The Wayward Sons, where Moon and Imp are going through the Supernatural TV show, doing a watchcast. And check that over there. Get all that, patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones are numbers.
Moon, what have you been playing this past week?
Okay, so might as well start with the Sega Mega Drive Classic Collection, whatever that thing is called.
Yes.
I ended with Columns last year.
Yeah, we had
year.
a good,
Yeah,
had a good one.
Last week, I ended with Columns.
Hey, 2024, am I right?
I start this week with Columns 3.
Okay.
Because Columns 2 is not in it, but Columns 3 is.
Is there a reason? Is there a reason
I don't know, dude. Like, you'd think that would be an easy get. Like, yeah, stick Columns 1, 2, and 3 in there. There you go. Now you got 3 games. Bada bing, bada boom. But
yeah,
no.
You have the whole trilogy. Why not?
Hey, Columns is still impressively difficult.
Yeah.
And they got rid of the music. I'm sorry, but if you're creating a Columns game and that music is not the first piece of music you hear when that game starts,
right,
you done messed up. Like, really, really badly, you done messed up.
Yeah.
It's like, why? You literally killed the best thing about your game. Like, it's terribly, terribly stupid to not have that right there.
Yeah.
And then it has an adventure mode, and I died like 7 times to the very first enemy on that. So I was like, cool, I'm done. See ya.
Right.
I'm good. I don't need to play any more Columns. I don't need to lose to this same stupid caterpillar like 4 times or whatever it is.
Okay, so I didn't know this about Columns 2, The Voyage Through Time. It didn't come out on
Sega game?
No, it didn't come out on consoles. It was arcade only. I had no idea. It came out on this. A port of it came out on the Saturn in '97, and then it came out on the Switch in 2019. And that was it. That's weird.
That explains why it's not in the Mega Drive collection.
Yeah. All right. We got a reason. Also, that's a really cool title.
It is, but I mean, nothing can compare to Tetris Effect.
Yeah. On like multiple levels.
Yeah, it's like the perfect title.
Yeah.
It's unreal how good that title is. But yeah, Columns 3 is kind of whatever. You ready for the biggest surprise?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Comic Zone is shockingly still holds up very well, dude.
Yeah, I've always had a soft spot for Comic Zone.
Everybody I know who's played this game has got a soft spot for this game. Like, everybody.
It's hard, but it's cool.
It is brutally difficult. Do you know what playing this game reminded me? That the Genesis had a 3-button controller and a 6-button controller.
Yep. That's true.
Because I don't... The way the controller is mapped by default is... Hold on, let me get an Xbox controller so I can do a comparison here. So X, A, and B are your A, B, and C buttons.
Gotcha.
And Y, L, B, and RB are your X, Y, and Z buttons.
Oh, boy. Okay. Gotcha.
But it's like Y is X, right bumper is Y, and left bumper is Z. So it goes like the opposite directions.
Yeah, there's like no good way to map it.
Yeah, so now I remap the controls to option B, which is A, B, and right bumper is C. So A, B, C.
Okay.
And X, Y, and a left bumper is Z. But now I'm trying to retrain my brain how to play A, B, and C games by remembering that the right bumper does something now rather than doing nothing.
Yeah, that game for me is Toe Jam and Earl, where I'm like, yeah, A and B. And it's like, wait, how do I do this thing? Oh, Yeah, right. The C button. Yeah, yeah. Okay. How
Uh-huh.
do I do that now? Ugh.
But like, I'm surprised at how good Comic Zone looks. Number one,
Yes.
um, the music in it is kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
And like the whole like the controls feel pretty good for a game that's like a side scroller beat 'em up.
Hmm.
Like it's got solid combos, it's got solid variations on like the things that you do and how where and how you are standing affects the actual, the moves that you're doing.
Hmm.
And it's just so unique in like so many aspects of what it does. Like
Yep.
it's got like that style of like the panels and the jumping between panels and everything else like that, like this really nice and like solidly put together. But man, is it difficult.
Yeah.
Like
Like it's really tough.
it's really, 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 really hard.
Hmm.
Um and I think it plays fine. I think it actually plays very good, I should say.
Hmm.
Controls great, sounds great. The only thing that's negative about this is I'm old, and it's probably a kids game these days, not in
Hmm.
a designed for children, just in a oh boy, you best have like 6,000 hours to put into this single game by itself because
Right.
that's what you're gonna need.
You're drawing your own map and you're like memorizing the layout of each level and all that.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
It's it's interesting, it's fun, it's cool, it's fun. Um, I I didn't know they made a game called Crackdown for the Genesis,
Ah, yes.
which might
Crackdown.
be my least favorite game I've ever played, period.
It's
Something
not
else?
great. It's one of those
Yeah.
games where it's like, yeah, I see what you were going for, but maybe this should have just been on the computer.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I mean it sure looks like they're going for an MGS vibe.
Hmm.
Um or whatever the original variants of MGS were. It's not great.
Yeah.
And it's one of those that's like, hey, we got a two-player mode. Maybe you should play this in two-player mode because half of your screen
Wink.
can't be used again.
Right.
Uh, it's just give me the full screen or give me nothing.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like do better. Crackdown,
Sorry for
Bonanza
the
Brothers.
flashiness.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
I like you do like the wall sneaks and you do all kinds of other stuff, and it's just so hard and
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's kind of like Gauntlet if they tried to put too many mechanics in there. Like it's a little overstuffed.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a good analogy. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, people give Dune so much crap for having like a hero called Paul. The heroes of
Hmm.
that game are Andy and Ben.
That's just regular dude
Andy
names.
and Ben,
Yep.
dude. They're not bad enough dudes to go save the president's daughter
That's
or
right.
whatever the meme is. I don't know.
Right. I saw Parks and Rec. Neither one of them are bad enough.
Yes. Uh, hmm. My final Mega Drive game this week is arguably the worst Mega Drive game
Oh
I
boy.
have ever played.
Spicy.
You already know what it is because you literally called it out like 2 weeks ago. You're like, well, I can't wait for you to get to this one.
Hmm.
It's Decap Attack.
Oh man. All right.
It is a bad game,
I
dude.
want to talk about Decap Attack because I have
It's
such a
bad.
soft spot for this game because I rented it. Me and my best friend Nick rented it when we were whatever age we were when the Genesis came out, and
Mhm.
I loved this game so much as a kid, just because of like you're throwing your skull around and like your chest meat is coming out and you're hitting enemies with it. It's really
Mhm.
weird. It's not a very good game. Like
No, and
I
also he does the Yoshi flutter jump, except you have to hammer that button
yeah,
in
you
order
are
to,
wearing out controllers for real.
yes,
Yeah.
like it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It is not a great game by any stretch of the imagination. I love the idea of it, but it definitely didn't really ever get there,
Yeah,
which
I
is a
mean,
bummer.
yeah, I mean, I suppose it has its look. It definitely has a style.
Hmm.
Um, What's the guy's name again? Boston?
Oh gosh, I actually don't remember.
Decap Attack starring
Oh yeah,
McHeady McThrowison or something like
Decap
that.
Attack. Yeah, it was one of those
Very clearly horrible
starring
puns.
Chuck D.
D
Head.
Head. There you go. Why are you laughing at that, dude? That's not even
because
good.
it was such a time for video games where all of them were like, we're gonna make a really punny and terrible name for our character, and we're gonna put it on the cover. That way, this game is funny. And it's like, no, it's
Quote,
just kind of
funny.
an average platformer. It's not really that funny.
Yeah.
It's no Haunting with Poltergeist. That's for sure. That's a cool game.
It's no Ghosts and Goblins, which is a serious platformer.
That's right. For serious gamers.
Dude, I hate that game so much. I love it, but I hate it.
Yes.
Like, that is probably my Decap Attack is Ghosts and Goblins, where it's like, I had the game, I played it to death, but boy, do I hate everything about it because it's just such a nightmare.
Yep.
But yeah, Decap Attack is fine. I didn't even get past like the second level because, oh boy, are those controls just difficult to wrestle with at times.
Yeah, it was a time, to be sure. A lot of people were making a lot of platformers. Just put it that way.
Yeah, dude. Everybody was. I grew up in England with the world of the Amstrad. Believe me, I know all about
playing a lot of Dizzy the Egg games.
Dude, why did you say Dizzy? Now I want to play the Dizzy games.
That's right. Why is there not a Dizzy collection? That would be a cool collection for someone to do like the history of Dizzy.
From what I understand, there is also legal complications over that because there's two separate forks of Dizzy, where they're both Dizzy the Egg games, but only one is the quote-unquote official Dizzy the Egg game.
Gotcha.
And the other one is a not official Dizzy the Egg game. So, I don't know. All I know is there might be a reason I hate adventure games, and the reason might be Dizzy the Egg, is all I'm saying.
And for anyone that wasn't around during that time, that was really common, where it's like, all right, this game was really popular. I'm just going to make my own. Who's going to stop me? The law? And it's like, not at that time. Not really. Yeah, a lot of people were making a lot of games that were exactly like other games. It's like, yeah, what are you going to do? Sue me? Nobody takes video games seriously. Deal with it.
I mean, go look at Super Mario Brothers 2 for a prime example of that exact kind of thought.
Yeah.
But no, like, man, now I really want to play Dizzy, and I hate you for mentioning. I forgot about Dizzy until you literally said the name Dizzy, and then I remembered that horrible red screen, like the what is it, the Nintendo's Virtual Boy type look, where it was just like red lines, and that stupid egg who would never do what I wanted him to do.
Yep.
I swear, if I go down a Dizzy the Egg rabbit hole, I'm blaming you. Just so you're aware. But yeah, Decap Attack is fine. It's whatever. Who cares? I'm up to the D's.
All right.
That's the good news.
Getting there.
Eventually, I got a whole bunch of Streets of Rage to go through, which, let me tell you, that is the dessert on this poop pudding that I'm making for myself right now.
Oh, man,
Give me that Streets of Rage games.
And then we'll do a short We Rug Like It season of Toe Jam and Earl, and I can finally make that happen. Yes.
Wait, hey, if you want to try and do it, that's fine. Be prepared for me to hate it.
I don't know.
Probably.
It'll be interesting.
Other than that, I played Loop Hero a whole bunch. I'm still on that no time to play, no desire to play kind of kick.
Yep.
Hey, Boston. Did you know there's a fourth map?
Yeah, I sure did.
You knew what it was too, and you specifically give me no warnings about any of the fact that it's a boss rush mode?
It's because I always forget that it's a boss rush mode, and I always think like, oh, right, there's another level because it has like the real final boss in it. No, it's the worst. It's a nightmare.
Boss.
Yeah, it is every boss, but like...
in like a third of the time it takes to get to them.
That's my problem with the fourth map, and why I've never finished this game is because so for anyone that doesn't know, the progression meter in this bar fills up every time you place a tile on the map. So you can keep making loops all you want and the game won't progress, but the game is just going to kind of keep getting more difficult as it goes. So you have to keep that kind of progression meter up. And usually when you fill that progression meter, the boss spawns, you go there, you fight it, yada, yada, yada. But in this one, the bar is split into 3 chunks, and at each... it has 4 pips in it. So at every time you finish a chunk, a boss spawns. But a boss with the same strength as it was in its own level is spawning 2/3 of the way faster than it normally would. So like you maybe have a full set of armor on and you're fighting the first boss. Like it's
not great.
Rough. Yeah.
And that first boss is especially a nightmare because he's the boss who, way back when we talked about this and We Roguelike It, go listen to those episodes, We Roguelike It, Loop Hero. The first boss creates those map tiles around the campfire that make
like
him
the castle.
Stronger.
Yep.
Except he does it up to 3 squares away now.
It's huge.
So... positive and negative side of this is I have to build everything around my campfire. The positive side of that is at my village thing, I have a bunch of archers who help me win those fights, not the boss fights, but the other fights around that area.
Yeah, that's like one of the upgrades to the camp, right?
Yeah, the watchtowers. Yeah. And then
those
you can build
those
more
are cool.
Watchtowers. Yes, they really are. But it's like I'm trying to build a card loadout, so the cards, the things that you place, like the tiles. I'm trying to find the right loadout of that, which will help me complete this loop and then get through it successfully and beat that boss.
Right.
I did it today.
Oh, nice.
Wait, not today. Yes, today at like 5 a.m. when I couldn't sleep. I was like, I'll give this loop a go. And then did the loop and finally did it after like 50-something attempts.
Jeez.
It is rough, dude.
Yeah.
Like, real rough. I think it's a JRPG because I think I killed God. I'm just saying.
That makes sense. And like, it's frustrating because I know what the game is trying to do. It's trying to push you into fully maxing out and kind of designing your town correctly to maximize everything.
But also do the same thing on the run that you're on.
Yeah, like on the map. So like, and I get what it's trying to do, but I feel like it unlocks the 4th stage too early. So you can go fight it. You can go fight the last map really early, but you're not going to be prepared for it at all. So it's I love Loop Hero, but there's so many kind of design things that frustrate.
I wasn't prepared for it at all. I had to do like 10, 15 more loops on like stage 3 and stage 2 to get the materials needed to like increase my watchtowers so that they attacked from further away from the campfire, increase how much the campfire heals me, the potions that I can carry, unlock those last perks that you get for killing the previous bosses like 3 times a piece, which I was missing, which one of them is a game changer.
Which one is it?
I can't remember the name of it, but it's like it's a 60% chance that a ranged attack will be reflected back onto a random enemy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
I don't know if I have that. That's wild.
If you have like a skeleton archer who's helping the boss, for example, that skeleton archer, when he hits you, there's a 60% chance that's just going to get flipped back and hit either the boss or the skeleton archer.
Wow, that's cool.
That third boss who has a whole bunch of guns, let me tell you how helpful it is with him.
Yeah. So like, I'm excited because Loop Hero is going to come out on mobile devices at some point this month. I don't remember when it is. But I feel like mobile is a really good place to try this again because I liked playing it on PC. I liked playing it on Xbox platforms. I don't think I played it on Switch. But I feel like, especially at the end of the game, when you just have to do a bunch of material grinding and just do number loops, I'm hoping that mobile helps that. Yeah, Because it's going to be a lot of like, I'm going to sit here and watch a movie and just kind of do a bunch of loops. So, hopefully.
Let me tell you what I did last night.
Right.
Oh, this morning at like 5 a.m.
Yep.
I did a bunch of loops while I watched a movie.
Yeah, there you go.
Critical Misses movie, to be exact.
Hey, there you go.
I killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Right.
I don't know, man. Like, I like Loop Hero, but like I'm in the deep end now. Oh, I finally figured out what those books that I had 100 of something were for.
Mm-hmm.
They were for unlocking the encyclopedia entries.
Yes, that is not explained well at all.
Not in the slightest.
Yeah.
But now I'm missing 1 enemy.
Mm-hmm.
One enemy type.
Okay.
I already found all of the stupid secret enemies. I'm missing 1, which I know what it is because I looked it up. Guess what? I'm 50 hours in. I'm done guessing. I'm just looking.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like you need to have a shipwreck next to a bloody reed tile, and it's like I would have never put the 2 of those together next to each other. What are you talking about?
Funnily enough,
oh no,
that's the one I need.
Oh no.
Specifically, you need to put so you need to have the reeds tile, which is a river next to the road.
Mm-hmm.
Then you need to have a shipwreck, which is the battlefield next to a river.
Right.
That will spawn a siren, and the siren will spawn this other enemy once every 3 turns.
Gotcha.
That's the enemy I need.
Go figure.
Uh-huh. I also didn't have a goblin like watchtower because they only spawn next to swamps, and I don't use the swamp tile.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like, at all.
Yeah. I really hope that this team does another game, because I think they have so many cool ideas, and I think Loop Hero is such a cool game. I really want to see them take an attempt at something else, something different, and kind of take all the design lessons they might have learned from this and make something else. Because there's still really nothing like Loop Hero.
Oh, 100%. It's so unique in everything that it does. I will say, though, like, for those of you listening to the audio version, when we're talking about a game, Boston has video highlights usually on the screen showing for those who watch the video version.
Yep.
The fact that they do not have the combat and the movement speed on full speed is killing me.
I usually like to have it
literally killing me
on normal speed for a while, but like once you get into the grinding, it's like movement speed is up, combat speed is up. Like you got
like 8 times movement speed, which is the max, and 4 times combat speed, which is also the max. It's like I don't care.
You're booking through levels.
If someone is going to kill me in a fight, there's nothing I can do about that to change it. Yep. So just kill me faster or don't kill me, whichever way it is. I really don't care.
That's right.
That's my motto for 2024.
That's
kill
right.
me faster.
That's right.
Oh, I don't know. Loop Heroes. It's a fun, fine piece of content. Hashtag content that they've made. It's a really good game. Like you should give it a shot. I think it's still on Game Pass. I don't even know. Have fun figuring out. Dude, I did not know. That the blood grove that you get that does the really cool kill enemies with 15%. If you delete the forest that spawns there, that 15% changes to 20%.
Oh, all right. I had no idea, but look at all this cool new tech we're learning. All right.
And scary part is the monsters it creates are so much worse, but 20% better. Because then it becomes like an angry blood grove because it's disconnected from the forest.
Oh no. Goodness.
Let me tell you, 20% less health in a boss fight is 20% less health in a boss fight.
That's true.
It's kind of a big deal when you can get it done.
Man, I gotta play it. I'm excited it's coming out on mobile. I'm getting that itch to play Loop Hero again, so start a brand new playthrough of Loop Hero. Let's see if this time is the time I finish it.
Well, I did this thing where like I ended up with like a bunch of Microsoft credit from like Christmas and birthday gifts, basically. Because, spoiler alert, I am an evil person and nobody knows what to buy me because I don't tell people what to buy me. I don't.
Don't perceive me. You don't need to know my habits.
Bad negative thoughts here. I don't think I deserve it, so therefore I don't tell anybody what I would like.
I'm the opposite of like, you don't need to know anything about me. We're good. We're good here.
Yeah. Speaking of which, If anybody wants to join my Nintendo Switch friends and family, just
Ah,
let me
there you
know.
go.
I got like 5 slots available, so
There
just
you
let me
go.
know if you want free Switch Online.
Yeah.
Because there was an accidental automated charge being applied to one of those accounts. So I took it in my own hands and got the family pack
We
for
fixed the
$85
glitch.
for the year. And it's like, fine, now all 4 of us can do it. So I got the
Right.
spaces to spare. If you have a Switch and you don't have Switch Online, let me know your handle. I will happily add you to my family group.
Yeah.
I promise I won't disable your spending.
That's right.
You will not be a child account. I'll put it that way. I think you need to do that first, but whatever.
That's right.
But I ended up going on this like huge tear and just bought like a whole bunch of indie games. Like, you may have seen me in the Discord, just saying, "Hey, this game is like $4. This game is like $2." That's because I was looking through the sale to see where I could pick up for cheap. Because screw paying full price for games anymore.
Well, and you set your filter to like highly recommended, under $5. Show results.
Yeah, and I get like email notifications from PS prices and Xbox now whenever something on my wish list goes on sale. The super duper ultra mega limited edition of Wild Hearts, not Sayonara Wild Hearts, the other Wild Hearts, the Monster Hunter clone, that was on sale for like $34, and I was like,
all right, not bad.
That's normally $130.
Yeah.
I'll take it. So
I've heard that's
I
all
took
right.
it. And now I have a Monster Hunter game to play. Yay!
Yeah.
I just need to get the mental headspace to do so. But yeah, in doing that, I happened to run across Loop Hero in my library, and I was like, well,
here we go.
I'm 9 achievements away, Boston.
Oh boy.
9.
Are any of those Binding of Isaac achievements where it's like, I could do that, but I'm never doing that. But I could. No.
Yes and no.
Okay.
So one of the big ones is you have to beat every boss 3 times to unlock all of the boss perks.
Oh, right.
And each time you beat the boss for the 3rd time, you get an achievement for it. One of those includes Loop 4 or Map 4.
Boy. Okay.
I've done it once.
Okay.
I have to kill each enemy, which is why I looked up what enemy I'm missing.
Gotcha. Right.
Because I'm missing one. One
of those little guys.
So I'll get him and I'll kill him eventually.
Yep.
Maybe the nightmarish one is get all of the camp items. So that's all of the furniture, stuff like that, which is super RNG based.
Yeah, and if isn't RNG based, it's real grindy.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Unlock the encyclopedia, which I'm working on now because now I know what that specific resource does.
That's just a time based one.
Kill the final boss 3 times. I got the 10 living skeletons achievement, which I thought was going to be hard.
Oh wow. Okay.
Turns out it's not. Just run as the necromancer, build yourself a bunch of cemeteries, and you get your 4 skeletons and 2 archers for you. And then on the opposite side, you got 3 skeletons and 2 archers for them.
Oh.
10 living skeletons, baby.
All right.
Problem solved.
That's not as bad as I thought.
I do need the rogue one, though, which is the 10 items. 10 orange items when you loop back around to the home base.
Okay.
Which is just whatever.
That's going to be a really long run.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And the best thing is there's a perk for the rogue called Picky, where it increases the value of the orange items, or increases the value of the items, the rarity, but you get 3 less.
Oh, right.
But you still can get like you end up with like 26 by the time you're at the base. So who cares?
That's right. Yeah.
This achievement will not proc if that perk is picked. Just so you know.
All right.
Fun
killer.
10 cards in your deck that you didn't have in your deck, which doesn't include Oblivion.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm got a funny feeling that involves things like the Witch's Hut, which you get for placing a certain number of swamps. Also, it probably involves a lot of the book temple library thing that swaps out your cards, and then when you run out of those, it has a chance to spawn if you have the the time beacon thing that passes the days faster when you're in it, and you have one of the abandoned bookeries, that's the name of the card.
Yes.
Then you can get the big-headed watcher-looking guys,
The
who
like time
spawn.
watchers.
Yes, who spawn with the bookery, and when they do that, they can create the watcher mages, and the watcher mages have a chance of dropping cards, any card. I literally had the revive yourself card and the armory card, like gold cards, in the same run.
I really love that when we're talking about this game, it sounds
like nonsense.
It sounds like a D&D game from a stereotypical movie of like, I played the haunted bookery and it makes a time watcher. It's just like, no, it's just a really good game that is way more complex than it seems at the beginning.
It's got so many vibes like that you have to take. I hate the desert card. I had to do 2 desert runs to get all of the additional stupid desert cards, like the Oasis and the other one, and the stupid sand monster who seems a bit racist. He's not racist. The character seems a little bit potentially laced with stereotypes from the era. But I don't know. Like the big kick me in the face one here, other than the camp items one, is defeat the boss in the first expedition.
Yes, I think I tried that when I was playing that on Xbox, and I haven't done that. So when Moon says the first expedition, it's you start a new game, and your very first run, you beat the first boss. Which is not impossible, but that's tough. Yeah. Good luck.
It's not great. So that's probably going to be the last one I end up with, because I'm going to do all the other ones first, obviously.
Right. It's a cool achievement, though. It's just, once you understand what it's asking you, it's just like, oh, that's tough.
Yeah. Especially with the cards that you start with, it's going to be a case of having to be really super aware of building that stuff around. So I found that the key to the fourth loop is to build as many aggressive cards as you can around the home base, just so you can get the arrows mostly, the archers to help you.
All off.
Yeah, but also block it off for the Lich. So that's it's either that or you get the Hand of Oblivion cards right before you spawn the boss, and then you very quickly spawn the boss.
Delete. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's pretty much it. Well, whatever. Loop Hero is fun and stupid and great, and you should go give it a try if you haven't.
Yeah.
My final game this week is, of course, Lethal Company. So I went a little bit mod crazy.
It finally happened.
Yes. I downloaded 2 new interior types, which I'm not going to spoil one of them because we haven't bumped into it yet. So I'm looking forward to the first time we do. I had 2 new interior types. One of them is a World War II style bunker.
Okay.
Which is huge, wide spaces, and turrets are not nice in huge, wide spaces, as it turns out, because they can see you from a long way away. I also downloaded Egypt, which is a brand new moon.
Okay.
Which it costs 60 credits to go to, so you do have to pay for it to go land on it, but it's not the 500 that you need to get onto the other ones. So it's a good balance of the two.
Okay.
It basically looks like a Stargate level.
All right.
At which point, me and Nimp, who played with us this Friday, were very much bemoaning the fact that the ship didn't have like a Stargate portal in the back, or like it wasn't a puddle jumper and flying through the portals. That would be great. But basically, it's you land the ship, and when you get out the ship, you're at like a landing pad that's a bit like a worship area. It's got columns up, and the pyramid is on a hill directly in front of you. And the Earth Leviathan is very common in this map. For those of you who don't know what the Earth Leviathan is, that's the maker. That is the giant sandworm that literally wrecks shop. It's so hard to avoid because it's so big. Like, it is very difficult. So at some point I have to see if my clip recorded correctly. But at one point we were all heading down towards the pyramid, and then I forgot something. I probably just didn't charge something. So I turn around and I go back to the ship, charge what I need to, turn around, walking up to the ship, and there's 3 dots walking in the distance up this hill towards the pyramid. And then suddenly they're not there anymore, and there's a giant worm jumping through the sky.
Whee!
Without even making it to the thing, I was just like, okay, turn around, walk back, crank that lever, get out of Dodge.
See you later.
I don't. So what? I added a bunch of mods. Like I added a mod, for example, where you might appreciate this. When the planet is rainy or haily or stormy or whatever, it would just have the normal level of loot. This mod applies a multiplier to the loot based on the weather. So if the weather is normal, it's 1. If it's foggy, it's 1.5. If it's rainy, it's so on and so forth.
That's a good idea.
It adds this multiplier into it. The hilarious part was the very first map that we landed on. The very first time we landed, it was desynced, so mine was fine, and everybody else had rainy weather. So I apparently, from the ship to the entrance, we got the flashlights, and then I just Jesus walked over a quicksand area. Like, yeah, there's nothing. There's no.
Yeah, what are you guys talking
about? So whatever. At which point, name from Rob promptly tried to do the same thing, fell in the quicksand, and died.
There's quicksand.
Yes. It was interesting because it felt like, I don't know if it was the combination of mods. I don't know if it was just bad seeds. We just didn't get the look of the RNG, but it felt like the game was out to kick our teeth in on Friday. Like, we had some good rounds, we had some bad rounds. We were doing okay. Like, we got to like the good 600-700 quota again, like relatively easily. But it's like, oh no, like there's like 2 coil heads and a slime, and here is the Bracken all at the same time kind of vibes going on. And it was just like, oh, this is what pain feels like. I forgot how bad this game can get sometimes.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know if it was a combination of the mods that we had equipped. I don't know if it was just randomly generated. But it was interesting because it was way different to what we normally had it, which was a relatively easy cakewalk.
Right.
Probably didn't help. I kept sending those to Egypt every chance we get, and every chance we got, someone would die before they even hit the pyramid because the giant worm would jump out and kill someone.
Right.
It's like we all need to learn to walk without rhythm, you know? It's just one of those things.
Get with the program, man.
I got killed the least, and I'm just saying that maybe that's to do with me reading and watching Dune. Go check out Critical Misses season 27? I like the question mark on both of us.
Yeah.
It's very good, appropriate
True
point.
Professionals here.
Go check that out. No, it was fun, and like I'm at the point now where it's like, okay, cool. So this seemed to work. Everything seems to be like, after that first desynced weather situation, not an issue again. Not a single problem on any of the maps. No issues at all. So I don't know. There's one person who has apparently made a bunch of moons, and he has a moon mod pack. So I'm like, why dip my toe in when I can just go all in, kind of thing, you know?
Well, and that's kind of what you want, is like, I want a bunch more levels. Like, you want the higher level of randomization at this point. Yeah,
because I think like the thing that is really fun about Lethal Company is the chaos. It's the madness. It's not, I'm going to use a phrase here which I don't like, but it's not like the sweaty tryhards must do everything 100,000% kind of thing. It's like, look, we went in and there was a spider and a thumper at the door and we all died. Like, oops, it happens. It was funny. It was stupid. Let's roll again. Like, that's how it felt. The web on the video is exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, the video we're watching very much had the worm situation where it's like, yeah, we're moving along. Oh, what's going on with the sand? Whoops, I'm dead.
Yep, every time. And this is hearsay, so don't even quote me on this. From what I understand, the best solution if you get worm slime, I like the fact that I can use that term in a regular sentence now, is to move laterally. Don't go
Mm.
forwards, don't go back, move laterally. And
Okay.
so far, it has saved me a lot when it comes to the worm showing up, but I don't know
Hmm.
if it's just that or my good timing with my sprinting and stamina usage kind of
Right.
situation.
Right.
So who knows? But it was fun. It was stupid. There was a bunch of like funny moments that came out of it where it's just like, yeah, this is just stupid. And I'm pretty sure this week was the first time I noticed that the spiders have more than 8 legs. They have like 12 legs.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that. I'm usually just going
They,
like, no, stay, please don't get well.
yeah, exactly. That's normally my reaction to is, oh look, it's a spider. I need to leave now.
That's
Now I
right.
don't know if it was a glitch. I don't know
Hmm.
if they've always had like that many legs.
I love the idea of it though.
But I was like, wait, does that thing have more than 8 legs? I think that might have 12 legs, and that's even more horrifying because they're on the front like little teethsies.
Oh boy.
Yes, I know they have little teethsies too. You don't have to send me spider
Don't
pictures,
remind me.
please. So, Boston,
Yeah.
IRL in your real life,
Hmm.
what is your spider disposal practice in your house?
If if it's if it's not big, I can usually like do the like cup with a piece of paper slid under it and scooch it outside.
Okay, mostly catch and release, I'm assuming.
If it's somewhere like in the shower or the bathtub, sorry, buddy, you're
They
probably
sign
going
their
down
own
the drain.
waivers when they go into that area. That's
Yeah,
fine.
and like
I'm not going to
some,
do it naked. I'm not going to catch and release naked because I just noticed you as a guy in the shower. You're going to
yeah,
deal with the shower just like me.
yeah. A lot of times though, I will see like a daddy long legs, and I'll just kind of leave it because it's a little bit of a helper. You're gonna stay
Yeah,
over there. I'm gonna stay over here. That's fine. You're gonna come and you're gonna like dangle on your little gross butt web right in front of me. Sorry, you gotta go.
yeah. So that is my general approach too. Catch and
Yeah.
release every time. Like as soon as they're within arm's reach, that's when it's catch and release time.
You have come into my sphere of influence. You gotta go.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I play games in the basement.
Oh yeah.
Spring has arrived,
Hmm.
kind of. And the weather can't make its mind up, which is making my joints want to kill me.
Yeah.
So I'm playing Lethal Company. The second map we're in, I see a spider. I
Uh-huh.
immediately get the heebie-jeebies, like the
Hmm.
skin-crawling sensation, because I've seen a spider.
Yep.
Not 10 minutes later, spider right here on this wall. Nice, big,
IRL
shadowy boy.
next to you.
Like, literally next to me on the wall. I'm like, guy, come on. You know I can't let you live now because I can't take you outside because I've
Right.
literally got the heebie-jeebies.
Read the room, buddy.
So I had to deal with him.
Uh,
Not 10 minutes later,
oh no.
a spider right here
Right in front of your face.
doing the butt dangly coming from the ceiling thing
Sorry, man, you gotta go.
right in front of my face between me and my monitor. I'm like, hey guy, learn from the
Yeah,
other
you should have
one.
seen what I just did to Phil. You're going to do the dangly thing in front of me now? Come on.
Hmm. So he had to go.
Yeah.
And then right as I was wrapping up the night, there was one on the floor right next to my slippers.
Sorry, man. You gotta go too.
Every single time I am a catch and release person until your video game variant has given me the heebie-jeebies, in which case you could just go straight to hell.
Yep.
Like straight to hell. No forgiveness, no passes, no nothing like that. You're done. Like 100%.
Oh man. Good stuff.
I hate spiders so much, dude. Like so much. But yes, that's all I've been playing. Take me away, please.
Well, I'll take you away to JRPG Town. Let's talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I had a bone to pick with this game this week.
Is it? But that it's a part 2 of a 3-part game that should actually probably only be a 1-part game?
Nah, I'm okay with. I'm actually okay with a lot of the length of this game. I'm pretty ready for it to be over. But that's just... So, we talked, I think it was last week, that there's 14 chapters. I am halfway through chapter 13, based on like what I'm doing. And at this point, I'm kind of... The game has given me multiple point of no return things, where it's like, there was one moment where it's like, minor spoiler, but it was getting ready to do the Gold Saucer date thing, and it was like, hey, if you want to improve your relationship with anybody prior to a big Gold Saucer event, a wink, maybe you should go do that, because you won't be able to, improve relationships before this. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm just going to let the dice fall where it may. And pretty shortly after that, I got to the next chapter, and it's like, all right, we just introduced a bunch of new mini games and side quest types. If you want to do side quests, you should probably do that, because you're not going to be able to pretty soon, because we're getting to the end of the game here. And then not too long ago, it was just basically like, this is the point of no return. You're just going to be wrapping this thing up at this point. So I'm pretty ready.
I'm assuming you're like me and you're very welcoming of that message specifically.
I love it.
It doesn't break anything for me. It might break immersion for a half second, but I'd rather have that than the alternative.
I'm not really. I really like it because I remember growing up and playing RPGs and be like, all right, cool, yeah, let's go do this next dungeon. That's sure with the end of the game, or I'm in this dungeon that's impossible and I can't go out of it. Like, what are you talking about?
That is my biggest complaint about Final Fantasy VIII. Is Disc 3 is basically the end of the game, and it's 2 hours long.
Yeah, well, and this Rebirth does the thing that I really loved in Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth, where you go and there's clearly going to be a dungeon you're going to do next, or there's going to be a series of boss battles or something, and it's going to say do you want to go to sleep for tonight? And it'll have the main quest icon on yes, and it'll say, as when you highlight that on the decision wheel, it'll say go to sleep for the night. Level 44, Cloud is level 45. And I was like, perfect, thank you. I know I don't have to do anything. I can just deal with whatever's going to come up next or whatever dungeon I'm going to do, and I'll be fine. Yeah. So, huge 2 thumbs up for that. I do feel kind of badly because I keep unlocking new areas in the game, and the game's like, we got new Queen's Blood opponents, we got new side quests, we got new towers to capture, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I gotta go, man. I gotta finish this. I'll come back later, maybe.
I got a sword to put in someone.
Yeah, I gotta go finish this thing, bro. I'm let's keep moving. I do have some bones to pick about the game. Minor spoilers. You get to Cosmo Canyon at some point in the game, because of course you do. I gotta say, Cosmo Canyon music is as cool as it has always been. It's just hey, there are better instruments. It's a bigger orchestra or band. The world map version of Aerith's theme in Cosmo Canyon is incredible. It's essentially they took Aerith's theme and they made it into a lightly bluegrass version, and it's so good. It's so good, man.
Not the words I was expecting to come out of your mouth. No, I'm not gonna lie.
But it's so and that's what I love so much about Rebirth from a soundtrack perspective is every area feels like it has 15 or 20 songs. It has a world map. It has a town theme, but it has a battle version of both of those, and has a slow version of it during story stuff. It just has so much stuff in it, which makes me so frustrated that so much of this game won't let itself breathe. There's a moment in chapter 10 where I'm just for story reasons, he's kind of walking from point A to point B, but there's so many people along the path that are talking to you, that are talking over the incredible soundtrack and over the main character that's talking to you about what's going on in the scene. And there's I counted 7 people around you talking. Those 7 voice lines are playing at the same time as the soundtrack and this like main character, and there's no like prioritization on it or anything. It drives me crazy. Like, I get what you're going for, but you gotta do what the Yakuza games do and just have it be like a text pop-up. Like, it's cool that you're adding all this extra stuff to the world, but like you sort of have to protect your art at some point and not just have this like noise soup continue to happen.
Yeah.
I'm really not crazy about some of the story decisions that take place around the Cosmo Canyon stuff. Can't talk about any of them though because they're all spoilers, which I apologize for. The only do have a very big bone to pick about this game this week, though. I heard from someone on Twitter before I got to this point that Chapter 11 sucks, and boy howdy, Chapter 11 sucks. Like, it's not the entirety of Chapter 11. It's specifically the dungeon. That dungeon sucks. Like, I'm not entirely sure how this happened because all of the other dungeons in the game, including the dungeon I'm in right now, are really smart kind of modernizations of Final Fantasy VII dungeons. And a lot of them so far have been like, oh, we're going to take out some of the stuff that made the dungeon annoying, or we're going to take the core idea of the dungeon and kind of extend it in ways that are interesting, or remix it in ways that are interesting, kind of turn it into a cool thing. This dungeon just sucks, and it's baffling that they introduced a new mechanic in this dungeon that doesn't work really, and features movement that is agonizingly slow, and then when you deal with the mechanic in the dungeon, it makes you move slower. It's so baffling and frustrating. And the only way I made it through it halfway with like half of my sanity intact is because somebody on Twitter mentioned, hey, this chapter really sucks. So I'm passing that message along to you. Dear listeners, the Chapter 11 dungeon really does suck. But ever since that, it's mostly been smooth sailing. I'm kind of digging how they've changed the stuff that I'm doing right now. Sort of like gameplay and dungeon wise that I don't want to spoil because I'm at the end. I have thoughts with a capital T about the story, but it's all how do I talk about this? So after Remake, I'm playing through this game kind of squinty-eyed, just being like, what are you doing? Like, you know the expectation is that things are going to be different because that's the meta expectation that Remake set forth, which was the first game we're going to talk about what a remake can and should be from like an artistic standpoint, and then we're going to talk about what that means for Final Fantasy VII. So with that setup, a lot of it has been like, all right, what are we doing here? Like, I'm like waiting for the shoe to drop of like, all right, what are we doing here? And I think I just need to do a spoiler cast with the Nymph once he's done with it, just to say like, all right, here's all this stuff that happened, and just kind of lay the whole thing out. I looked at my time on the clock in game, and thankfully they do the thing that more JRPGs should be doing, which is if you step away from the controller for a while, it just pauses the clock. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because that's just me doing that all the time. I am at like 40 hours and change, maybe 41 hours. and I have been skipping almost all of the side content in the end of this game, or like the back half of this game. So I feel like it's a pretty meaty game overall, and I think so far it has largely avoided the like wall market of remake, which is like, yeah, you've taken this area and you've just made it too big and too long, and I was over it 2 hours ago. So far I haven't run into anything like that in here. Costa del Sol got a little bit close, but I think managed to avoid it in the end. But yeah, Rebirth, still really happy with it, still really enjoying it, still really enjoying playing this on the easiest difficulty, which I wholeheartedly recommend. Is there even some of the battles I'm running into on easy are still pretty challenging, and I know I would have a really rough time if I was playing this on normal or whatever the highest difficulty is. So.
Well, yeah, it's a JRPG. That they are also the games designed to kick you in the teeth when you stick them on the harder difficulties.
Well, and it's tough too because I feel like, and I don't know if this is because I'm not doing all the side content or not, but I feel like I'm only now getting a lot of my materia leveled up to the point where it's useful, but I've had to invest in it for a really long time. And that's fine, but like it's hard for me to reconcile playing an action RPG where you don't regen at least part of your health or MP when you're done with a battle, because when you're doing the hacking and the slashing, I forget that I need to like pause and go into the menu and use an item or use an ether or, toss a cure spell at someone. And there's no gambit system in here like Final Fantasy 12. So Aerith isn't going to heal me by default unless I set up her materia to have the like cure materia linked to the autocast materia. That's the extent of like the kind of automatic stuff happening in the game. So I know that might be me just being like an old and not being like, yeah, of course you have to heal in an action RPG, old man. I'm like, yeah, my day, we used to, extract spells from enemies, gunblades.
Yeah, that's how you get some of the best summons in the game, was pulling them out of the bosses.
Yeah,
Heaven forbid you forget to do the draw on a boss.
I
miss
know.
a summon and have to load a save from 40 hours ago.
That's right. I do have to say, I do still like the summons in these games quite a bit. I like, you kind of have to stagger an enemy to start building up your summon meter, and then summon I don't know if they call them espers or anything in this game. I actually don't know. But you summon something and they come in and you can give them commands while they're around, and you get more and stronger commands as you level them up by doing stuff out in the open world. I think it's a cool system overall. So I don't know. Rebirth is great. I'm still really having a blast with it, and I'm still seeing people out there recommending like, yeah, you can just pick up Rebirth. Don't worry about playing Remake. No, absolutely not. Like, that's crazy talk. Come on, stop that. My last game here though is Slice and Dice. I'm playing this a bunch on mobile, which still works great. This is the mobile version of this is super good, and a lot of it has just been me kind of going through, unlocking stuff, trying to get more classes unlocked. I do still really like, you go in the glossary menu, give you the list of like the last couple of achievements you've unlocked, and then ones that you're close to. And that list especially is really great, because I like being able to say like, oh, beat a run on hard mode. All right, I'm not quite close to those, but win 15 fights, win 30 fights. All right, I'm close to those, and those are going to lock, new character classes or new items and stuff like that. So I I really, really like that. We talk about another game and We Roguelike It this week that kind of does a similar thing with its unlocks. And I really like seeing more roguelikes being upfront about like, here's like, I really love Slice and Dice's glossary in the game. Here's what the keywords do. Here are what your character classes are that you've unlocked.
Yep.
Here's what you need to go do, unlock more stuff. Like, I really like being able to see that stuff in the game and not have to worry about having a wiki open all the time, or like, all right, I'm going to minimize the game and switch over to Chrome where I've got the wiki open or something like that. Like that, we talk about that on We Roguelike It all the time. That just frustrates me to no end. I know it's hard for a developer to try and get all that stuff up to date in the game, but I think it really does make a huge difference for players to just say like, yeah, all the stuff I need to know about the stuff that I have unlocked is here in the game itself. So I don't know if I have a ton to say about this week other than I've just been playing a bunch of it and I'm kind of making my way through unlocking stuff and working through of how to play this game again, because 3.0 is pretty different from the 2.0 that we played on We Roguelike It. Check out weroguelikeit.com for more details.
Yep. I really need to give this a shot. I haven't loaded it up. I did the smart thing and I moved it from my home screen to a folder. So
okay. So out of sight, out of mind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I still wholly recommend Slice and Dice, and I think this mobile version is a really great way to play this, and I think this is kind of like an all-time classic roguelike, and I think the way that this game plays and the way that it unlocks new mechanics and the way that it sort of teaches you how to play it is really great. So wholeheartedly recommend Slice and Dice. It's great.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm playing this week. So let's take a break.
Yup.
Oh boy. All right, let me take a drink here. We can wrap this up. I'm going to save these two questions for next week because I want all three of us to have a chance to answer them. That's the word I was looking for. Answer. That rare word. Gosh. Okay. I think I am ready whenever you are. As Moon is enjoying his Coca-Cola raspberry spiced.
Yep. Sure. I guess I'm probably ready.
All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of April 1st, 2024. There you go. I almost got that wrong. The year. Let's talk about Deceit 2. Comes out PS5, Series consoles, and PC. Looks like this was in early access for a while, or maybe was paid, and now it's free to play. It is a 6 to 9 player social deceit horror game. So essentially, if you think of like the social deceit kind of lying games as being Among Us, that sort of thing.
It's a wolf game?
Sort of, yeah. Maybe more wolf game than kind of the social deceit, the werewolf game, more than kind of like Among Us. And it is first person, and horror tinged, but kind of that same idea. Looks pretty cool. It looks like a lot of like, there's 3 classes in innocent, cursed, and infected, and you're kind of trying to figure out who is which
it's
one.
The wolf game.
Yeah, so like if you've ever played the werewolf game, or if you've ever played anything similar to that, it really is that. It's just first person. So I don't know, that looks pretty cool.
Oh yes. Yes. It has like 7 achievements, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Come a little bit, look a little bit, a little grindy. What might I tell you? But it doesn't have 50 achievements, and one of them is not win thousands and thousands of games.
Exactly. Win a game against the developers. No. Yeah. So that's Deceit 2. Next up is Freedom Planet 2, coming out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series Console, Switch, and maybe PC. I can't tell if... I'm having a hard time telling this week whether games are coming out of early access or if they're coming out on PC for the first time. This came out on 2022 on PC, and I think it's just coming out of early access here. Anyways, if you haven't heard of Freedom Planet 1 or 2, essentially this team is making Sonic games, just not featuring Sonic. And apparently both of them are incredible. And this one is basically Sonic Advance, but they've kind of made a modern version of it. People seem to really love these two games a lot. And I
might be too old for this, dude.
It's a little too speedy for us.
Fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are definitely making games that are they move very quickly. But I'm not sure how much of that is like the Sonic, when you're not exploring, it's moving pretty quick, or if that's the speed that it goes at all the time. I'm not sure. So that's cool. Freedom Planet 2, 2 thumbs up. Last game here on the list is Turbo Golf Racing. Comes out PS5, Xbox One, Series Consoles, and PC. This came out maybe also 2 years ago, and I don't remember us talking about it at all. And my memory sort of sucks anyways, but this is essentially Rocket League golfing. So you're driving pretty much like Rocket League, almost down to every mechanic, but you're also trying to hit. Is it
made by the same team?
Not that I can tell. Let me look up on the excellent Internet Games database here. But it's. I think if you kind of are interested in that idea, it looks pretty cool. Made by Huge Calf Studios. Also made When Ski Lifts Go Wrong. Which
that sounds like a Reddit, if I'm completely honest.
That sounds right. Check out this video compilation. When ski lifts kill. So I don't know. That looks pretty cool. This looks like, I like seeing games like this that are just like, you know what? Yeah, I could play that with my friends and have just kind of like a big, dumb, fun time for a couple of hours. So that's Turbo Golf Racing. I also forgot to look at what Game Pass games are coming out this week. So let me just fire up the old list
April
here.
1st, so you know what that means, don't you?
Ark Survival Ascended comes out on Series Consoles, PC, and Cloud.
Please.
Oh, here we go. All right, F123.
Don't give that studio money.
No, please don't. Super Hot Mind Control Delete comes out on console, PC, and Cloud. That's the Super Hot roguelike, which apparently was pretty good. Oh, hey, Turbo Golf Racing 1.0 comes out on Game Pass. There we go. All right, I guess that answers my question. So that's all of it that's coming out for Game Pass. I also forgot what the games were for PSN here. Let's see if I can do it real quick while I'm finding. Here we go. Immortals of Avium, Minecraft Legends, and Skull the Hero Slayer are all coming out on PS4 and PS5. So Immortals of Avium is supposed to be really cool. A bunch of people in the community have played it and said they had a lot of fun. It's one of those,
I literally picked it up when it was on sale for the Ultimate Edition was on sale for $4 the other day.
Yeah, I think I bought it from GameFly for like $15 or something for PS5. So I gotta download that and play it once it comes out. All right. Anyways, Feyroar in chat says it was my game of the year. There you go. That's high praise for Immortals of Avium. All right, that's our episode this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page, including a link to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe over there. That stuff really does help us because that helps the algorithm bubble up our content up to the surface. And don't forget patreon.com/E1M1.
Ones are numbers.
You can also help us by paying us $5 a month to make way too much audio that comes out every week. Can't support us financially. Totally understand. We just talked about the YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to share on social media. Rate wherever you can, especially like the Google podcast app and the Apple podcast app. Both ratings over there really help, and that all helps for discovery. Thank you to Favorite in chat for reminding me. Go check out weroguelikeit.com. Links and list to all the roguelikes we played, and go buy some of those. Go check out some cool episodes. Go buy some cool games. A lot of great roguelikes there. Yep. All right, I think that's it. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Boy.
Oh,
dude,
okay.
how did Cafeteria Nipponica not make it onto your games release list?
Is that another Kairosoft game coming out on consoles?
Uh-huh.
I didn't see it. I'm having a hard time.
It's rough. The releases is rough.
So like I use a combination of Wikipedia and Game Informer's list. I really like Game Informer's list. I also use the Internet Games database to get some summaries and like when it came out on other stuff. But Internet Games database has a really good list of like what's upcoming in the next 7 days, 14 days, and 30 days. But they include literally everything. So it's really hard for me to sift through like, because they have their own metric called hype, which is essentially like how excited are people about this. But the list,
I don't even know what an Alchemist the Potion Manager is. That's coming out on Xbox this week.
And like, I would like to see a version of their list. I could do it myself with the API, and I don't want to yet. Of like what's coming out in the next 7 days, not sorted by date, but sorted by hype. So like, I want to see the thing that people are most excited for at the top, and I'm interested in checking out some of the stuff at the bottom. But if it's coming out in a couple of days and like nobody's looked at it on the Internet Games database, I probably don't really care about it. So yeah, it's hard to sift through all that.
Ninja Village is another one coming out this week on consoles from Kairosoft too.
Favorite says Kairosoft console scares me. They actually work really well. Yeah, like they work really well, but like from a time perspective, that's pretty terrifying. All right, Moon, what are your titles this week?
Oh no! Sorry, I'm looking at an auto shooter with twin stick shooting mechanics that's coming out this week too, but it also looks horrifically bad.
What is it called?
Sky Survivors.
Guy, developers, please stop putting survivors in your title. Okay, I think I have seen Sky Survivors so far. Anyways, titles.
No, I'm watching a trailer for Withering Rooms, whatever the hell that thing is.
This is the problem with looking through the releases. It's like, oh, I can just check this out. What is this thing? I'll just check out this other thing. What the heck? What are you guys making?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I only went on the TA one because it's just the Xbox games. I didn't search every other platform. Like the Switch one, I'm sure is an absolute nightmare.
Oh, it's a disaster. Hey, guess what's coming out this week? 400 games. Take that. Oh, and what's coming out on Steam? 1,500. How's that sound?
Yep. It stores that begin with S's. They're the ones that have the problems.
That's
Switch,
right.
Steam, Sepic. They're all the same.
Yep. Checks out.
Okay. Boss rush mode. I think I killed a god. Kill me faster. A freshie. A little mod crazy, and that sounds like a Reddit.
I put arcade only, that stupid egg, kill me faster, you will not be a child account, I went a little mod crazy, and I think I killed a god. I feel like it should be kill me faster. I really like you will not be a child account, but I think it might be a little bit too long.
A little bit. I'm good with either, to be honest. If you want to do You Will Not Be a Child Again or Kill Me Faster, I'm good with either.
I'm leaning a little bit more towards Kill Me Faster. It's a little punchier. Yeah. All right, I have circled it.
Did you watch the trailer for the new Crow movie?
That was crazy thunder out there. Goodness. Yeah, thunder. No, I have. No, I've not. I've not yet watched the trailer for the brand new Crow movie because I am not a dyed in the wool fan of the original. I appreciate it. I've seen it.
Yes, I'm very much the same.
The idea of like a 2024 Crow movie, as someone who has like a goth heart in his chest, I'm really not sure how I feel about that.
Do you know who the main character is, dude?
I do not.
It's Bill Skarsgård. It's another Skarsgård.
They just keep making Skarsgårds, man.
He's gone from Crazy Killer Clown to
I was about to say, was he the one in It?
Yes, he was.
He's everywhere, man. Just wearing that makeup.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Really? Now?
Hi, Louise.
Pharaoh, I haven't seen The Great Escape, so don't even come at us with that nonsense.
That's why we do critical misses. Haven't seen anything.
Come here.
Hi, Louise.
Okay. What are we doing for a title?
Kill Me Faster.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 858 for April 1st, 2024. Kill Me Faster.
Smothering me to death is an option, Louise.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening and watching. We greatly appreciate it. Hope that we'll see you next week. Bye.
Hold on, what's getting boring?
Yeah, wait, what? Yeah, I wasn't even looking at chat. What's getting boring? Louise is not getting boring. Please. How could you?
I am offended.
That's right.
I am offended.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the response while we hit the stop button.
All right, bye, everyone. Bye.